Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another DozCast episode. I am your host, MrDoz, and today I am going to be joined with Alex, who just joined me for last night's live stream. He's kind of cringe, and
You want me
Rylee
to tell
again.
Mr. Bill you say hi?
Of course.
I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, let me go and scooch in the frame here. Now
He
I'm
finally retired.
now I'm muted. What the hell? There. All right. So, Beauty and the Douchebag is a book that I wrote my sophomore year about a girl I liked, but she was in a relationship at the time, so I couldn't do anything. So I went ahead and wrote this cringe ass book. And turns out this person who she was dating was a well known douchebag by many people. So that said, let's just get right into the cringe inducing book we have here. Hope you guys are ready. Prologue. It's prologue. Now, if it could be done, I bet every kid who has ever been bullied would stand up to their bully. After all, that's what the story goes off of. A kid who's tired of being pushed around finally learns to stand up to those who keep pushing him down. After all, every person has the strength to stand up and fight. They just need to find that strength. Wow, that's so deep for sophomore year who is extremely depressed. For all we know, this might be your story. You might just be a character in this story. Question is, which character are you? Yeah, so pay attention, guys. Find out which character you are. Jonathan Hint, a sophomore percussionist kid with a heart of gold, who usually wears all black clothes and has black dyed hair, is seen standing outside in the rain, waiting for the bus, thinking to himself, "It's raining outside again. Some people like the rain." Sorry. Some people like the rain. For me, though, I always hated it. After all, I'm the one who has to spend several minutes outside waiting for the bus. I wouldn't have to wait for the bus if I had my own car. Ah, who am I kidding? There's a lot of things I want in this world that I can't have. Well, actually, there's just one. Her. This is so cringe. uh, Gosh, the way she smiles, her laugh. I mean, is there anything wrong with her? Just thinking about her made me forget about the rain. But then I remembered the douchebag. Why she's still with him, I have no clue. I keep telling myself, one day she'll break up with him and fall for me. But that kind of stuff only happens in fairy tales. Who knows though? They did break up once. Well, it was him who broke up with her. I had my chance then and didn't take it. I wanted to give her some time, but of course, she somehow ended up with the douchebag again. Maybe, just maybe, hopefully, they'll break up. Ah, finally, there's the bus. The bus pulls up. Jonathan gets on the bus. "Good morning," says the bus driver. Jonathan gives a nice good morning back to the bus driver. Jonathan finds a seat and sits down. After a while of writing, he begins to fall asleep. He then finds himself in a dream, not knowing that it's a dream. Elizabeth, a junior flute player, who usually wears a red weather jacket, has a lip piercing, and has red hair, is there in the dream. "Jonathan?" asked Elizabeth. "Elizabeth? What? Where?" asked Jonathan. "Shh. Every I'm sorry. Everything will make sense soon." Elizabeth holds out her hand and Jonathan takes it, holding it. He then gets close to her. Elizabeth, honestly, at times I think you don't know how truly beautiful you are," said Jonathan. Jonathan looks into Elizabeth's eyes. Your smile, just you in all is amazing. I don't think is that English? I don't know. "See, that wasn't so hard," asked Elizabeth, smiling gently. "No, I guess not," Jonathan admitted. They both smiled, then Elizabeth leans in for a kiss. Jonathan is awakened from his dream by his sister Arya. You guys can hear this, right? Just make sure the
Yeah.
audio's good. All right,
Yeah.
good. So I'm not
Unfortunately, I
drowning.
can hear
Yeah, I
this.
was gonna say it's like as long as I'm not drowning in the cringe alone, I'm feeling okay. I have other people here to suffer with. My sister Aria, a junior who usually wears her boyfriend's red jacket and has dyed purple hair. She was born before me, but for some reason I still act as if I'm the overprotective older brother. Good morning, said Aria. Jonathan sits up and scoots over to give Aria enough room to sit. It was a good morning until you woke me up, said Jonathan. Oh, sorry. Were you dreaming of beauty? Asked Aria. How did you know? Jonathan asked. Please, Jonathan, you're my brother. Besides, I've known you for far too long. Who else would you even be dreaming of this time? Questioned Aria. All right, you made your point. Jonathan exhaled, sorry. Exactly, said Aria. You know what I don't get, though? Pondered Jonathan. What? Aria asked back. Why someone so beautiful and amazing as her would be with someone who is just said Jonathan before being cut off. A douchebag, says Aria. Yes, exactly, exclaimed Jonathan. I do not know, Aria said, shrugging. You know, in my dream, it was just me and her. Now that's my kind of perfect world, said Jonathan. Well, life works in mysterious ways, so you never know, says Aria. Soon enough, the bus arrives at the school. The bus pulls up to the bus parking lot and parks. Doors open and everyone gets off the bus. Aria gets off. You gonna get off? Aria asked. Yeah, but I'll wait for everyone else to get off first, said Jonathan. Aria then walks off the bus. Jonathan patiently waits for everyone else to get off the bus. Finally, once the last person is off, he gets off himself. Okay. When he gets off the bus, he sees his friend Alex. Yo! Getting off his bus. Yo, Alex! Shouts Jonathan. This is written before I even met you, too, so that's even crazier. Jonathan runs up to Alex. And that's the
I can't
first...
see you doing any right.
Me running?
Yeah, no.
Wow. Yeah, I can't see
Wait,
you
can you
either
run?
doing that.
Dude, she definitely can't run.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
I do occasionally.
That's not true. She can run to the bar, run to the horse. You know, the usual.
Yeah, the brothel. You know,
Yeah.
she's got to make it to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really drink anymore.
Yeah, sure. So that's just the first chapter, or I guess technically the second chapter. How are we feeling today? Feeling right now about this?
Hate it.
I didn't hear half of it, and
Nice.
what I did made me want to.
Exactly.
Felt that way before.
Is it clean
Dick.
if you only did it sideways?
What? Okay, moving on. Second chapter. Stalker problems. Jonathan catches up with Alex. A sophomore percussionist just like Jonathan, Alex wears a black jacket with the school letters sewed on the back. They both slowly make their way to the high school. Hey, what's up, man? Says Alex. Nothing much. You? Said Jonathan. Pretty much the same, says Alex. Bless you. Jonathan then sees the beauty and the douchebag. Jonathan then sees the beauty and the douchebag off in the distance. The douchebag sees Jonathan glancing. Jonathan quickly turns his head away. The douchebag can only be described as the scum of the earth. Shit, Jonathan says. Alex peeks over and sees the douchebag looking in their direction. Ah, yes, your secret admirer, says Alex. What? Jonathan asked. Remember how at the beginning of the year he was following you around and pretty much stalking you? Said Alex. Oh yeah, right. You know I had to get both Mike and Mike to be my bodyguards. That's how serious that whole situation was, said Jonathan. Yeah, I know, you told me, said Alex. Yeah, I'm just glad after a couple of weeks he stopped following me. Fucking creep, said Jonathan. Well, at least we can add fucking creep to the list of names, said Alex. Yep. But we will always remember him for his true name, said Jonathan. They both laugh and say, the douchebag.
Nice.
What'd you say?
I said potato man.
Potato man? Alright. Ah, yes, the high school. At,
Let's
at,
go with it.
at times, I feel like I've spent most of my life here. It's almost like a second home, where my second family is. Man, the friends I've made, laughs I've shared, memories I've made. But I've also made enemies. Lots have come and gone, but none have been as bad as the douchebag. You know, he was scared of me. Well, he kind of still is. But, see, here, I have this problem. Sometimes when I get pushed, I tend to push back, which usually gets me into fights. Luckily, it hasn't happened in a long time. Well, that's not completely true. Damn, I remember, I totally forgot I used to get in fights back then, too. I was such a fucking little bitch.
Did you?
Huh? Yeah, I got into a
You used
few.
to get in fights?
I used to, like, probably like seventh grade all the way up to maybe like it probably stopped around my freshman year. Got tired of losing. The last time I was in a fight was a few weeks ago, and I mean, really though, it wasn't my fault. It was that stalker asshole. It was a week after the douchebag had threatened my life. You see, my sister Aria once dated this guy who reminded me of the douchebag. Anyway, like I said, though, she once dated Mel. To this day, she still regrets it. I don't blame her. Now, anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. A week after the douchebag had threatened me. Skip back to a few weeks ago. Aria and her boyfriend, Brad, a junior saxophone player who is surprisingly tall, who usually wears a sick-ass leather jacket with blonde hair, are in their class. Mel just so happened to be in that class. Aria catches Mel leering at her. He's staring at me, Aria whispers. Just try to ignore him, says Brad. But he's creeping me out, says Aria. Don't worry, he can't do anything as long as can't do anything when I'm around, Brad assures her. And if he does, Aria asked Aria, then I'll rip his arms off, said Brad. They both smiled. After a few minutes of waiting, the bell rang. The teacher dismissed the class. Aria and Brad walked to their classes together. Brad's class is the closer one, so they walk to the first class. They get to his classroom door and hug. Then Aria left to go to her class, unknowing that Mel was right behind her. Mel, being the creep that he is, runs up behind Aria and slaps her. I did not write arse, I know that for a fact. I'm pretty sure someone corrected that. Slapped her ass. Aria then snapped around. What the fuck? Said Aria. Mel is just standing there smiling, with a look that makes her squirm. So Aria straight up punched him right in the face. Mel puts his hand on his face and then looks at Aria. Ouch, that felt good, Mel said. Ew, what? Aria said it with disgust.
Nice.
Thanks. Mel tries to grab Aria, pushing him away in response, but he still just kept coming at her. Come on, baby, you know you still love me, so let's get back together, said Mel. No, you goddamn creep. My heart belongs to Brad, and when he finds out about this, he'll stammered Aria before she was cut off by Mel. He'll do what? He's nothing. I am a way better man than he will ever be, said Mel. He's twice the man you are, said Aria. Mel slaps Aria in the face. Aria cries and runs away. You know it's true, yelled Mel. Mel then strutted away in the opposite direction. A few minutes later, Alex and Jonathan are walking down the hall. Bro, I don't understand why you don't just go tell her how you feel, said Alex. Oh yeah, well, how about I go tell Sam about how you feel about her, said Jonathan. I'll get to that on my own time, Alex said dismissively. Yeah, sure. Well, at least Sam isn't dating some asshole, said Jonathan. Yeah, true, said Alex. Besides, if I did tell her, I just know the douchebag would find out, and I would have to fight him, said Jonathan. Speaking of which, is he still following us? Asked Alex. Jonathan turns around and sees the douchebag not too far behind them. Jonathan turns back around. Yep, said Jonathan. Of course he is, said Alex, rolling his eyes. See, he somehow found out I have a crush on her, and now he won't stop following me. What do you think would happen if I was to open up to Elizabeth? Said Jonathan. Yeah, well, maybe he has an Maybe he has an inside man, said Alex. Please, nobody to help him. I mean, no one even likes the guy. His own mom kicked him out of the house.
Valid.
Said Jonathan. Yeah, true, said Alex. Someone then quickly runs past Alex and Jonathan. Hey, what the, said Jonathan. Suddenly, two more people rush past them. Hey, watch it, said Alex. Suddenly, Sam, a freshman saxophone player who usually wears some type of dress with blonde hair, comes around the corner and runs up to Alex and Jonathan. Alex smiles at Sam. Oh, hey, Sam, said Alex. Jonathan, we have a problem, said Sam. What is it? Asked Jonathan in a concerned voice. It's Arya. You better follow me, said Sam. So both Alex and Jonathan jog behind Sam to the other side of the school. There they see a horrible sight of Arya being carried out of the closet, tears streaming down her face. Jonathan pushed everyone aside. Move out of my way. That's my sister, said Jonathan. Jonathan gets past everyone and tries to get Arya to talk, but she doesn't. Hey, kid, can't you see she's in shock? Leave her alone, said the security guard. Jonathan follows them down to the nurse's office. There, the security guard sets Arya down on the bed. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, said the security guard. Arya nods her head. The security guard gets up and leaves the room, giving Jonathan an opportunity to sneak his way in. He quickly spots Arya. He goes up to her, aid to comfort her. Goes up to her aid to comfort her. Okay, I think I need to fix that part. Oh, right, okay, this book's years old. Hey, sis, it's okay. I'm here. It's me, Jonathan said. Arya stares blankly for a bit, then looks at Jonathan. Arya? Said Jonathan. Arya hugs Jonathan and starts to cry on his shoulder. Arya whispers to Jonathan, it was Mel. Jonathan looks at Arya in shock. The security guard then comes back. Hey! I thought I told you to leave her alone, said the security guard. It's okay. I was just leaving, said Jonathan. Jonathan gets up and starts to walk away. Just before he leaves, he turns around and looks at Arya. Be brave, sis, said Jonathan. Jonathan walks out with a clenched fist. Jonathan, in that moment, the only thing Jonathan could think of was Mel. Jonathan quickly walks out the door and goes to find Mel. He passes Brad on his way out, stopping to glare at him. Where the hell were you? Asked Jonathan. In class. I just got the news. Is she okay? Said Brad. No thanks to you, said Jonathan. Jonathan then goes on his way. Brad looks at the floor in guilt. Jonathan makes his way to the main office. He sees the desk lady. Clerk? I don't know. I was the last lady. Desk lady. Excuse me, I need some help, said Jonathan. What can I do for you? She asked. I'm looking for my next class. I'm not sure what the room number is. I just know my friend is in it, said Jonathan. Does your friend have a name? Yes, it's Mel. Mel Esther, said Jonathan.
Lester.
Oh my god.
You know, I gotta tell you a quick story here. I read this in front of my my friend. The story is obviously my friend who essentially is the part of Alex. I read it in front of him to like get his idea of it, right? What he thought of it. And I read it in front of him and his mom because she was just there. And when I read that part, nothing from him, but his mom was dying of laughter. And he was just looking around looking confused. He was like, what's so funny? It's like, Mel Esther? Do I really have to spell it out for you? So I'm glad you two got that right away.
No,
Okay.
we're not idiots.
Well,
Well,
okay, let me pull it up here, said the desk lady. The desk lady gets on the computer and searches up Mel's classroom number. Ah, here it is. It's room 228. And if you move quickly, you might just be able to get there before class ends, said the desk lady. Thank you, said Jonathan. Jonathan runs out of the main office and up the stairs. He gets to the classroom just in time for the bell to ring and catch Mel walking out of the room. Mel sees Jonathan. Jonathan glares at Mel. Mel drops his stuff and runs for it. So the chase ensues with Jonathan chasing down Mel. Mel runs outside and down the stairs. Jonathan follows. Mel makes his way to the practice field with Jonathan not too far behind. Mel runs across the field. He starts to climb the fence. Jonathan catches up and pulls him down off the fence, then throws Mel to the ground. Hey, man, listen, said Mel. No, you listen. It's creeps like you that piss me off. So tell me, how was it stalking Arya? How was it abusing her? Jonathan snarled. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Mel whimpers fearfully. Bullshit! Arya told me. Jonathan replies, rage only growing as he talks to the trash of heap before him. Damn! I wrote that. Hey, man, she's in shock. She had no clue what she was talking about, pleaded Mel. Mel gets up off the ground, backing away a few steps. In shock? In shock? Should I do voices for this, or is that too much?
Do the voices.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
You've already
I keep going back and forth because I can't really decide.
It's entertaining.
Jonathan walks up to Mel and throws his fist at Mel, hitting him right in the face, crushing Mel's nose in the process. Oh my God, my nose! I think you broke it. Mel whines. That's not all I'm gonna break. Jonathan screams as he readies another punch. They both walk up to each other and start to fight. Punches are thrown, kicks are made. Jonathan lands a few good punches. Mel punches Jonathan right in the stomach a few good times before Jonathan falls down. Wow, look at you. You're weak, said Mel. I might be weak, but at least I'm a real man, unlike you, said Jonathan. Jonathan spits out blood. You know, just before I slapped Arya for being the little bitch she is, I told her I'm a real man and her boyfriend is nothing. Looks like it was her boyfriend and her brother that are nothing, said Mel. So you did do it. You did hurt her, said Jonathan. Of course I did, and there's nothing you can do about it, Mel boasted. Jonathan starts to laugh. Mel looks at Jonathan in confusion. What's so funny? Jonathan pulls out his phone, which had been voice recording the whole entire time. That's what's so funny. I was literally going to bury you in a grave, but you just did it for me, said Jonathan. You son of a bitch! I'm going to kill you, said Mel. Mel runs at Jonathan. Jonathan thinks quickly and trips Mel. Mel falls over. Mel tries to pick himself off the ground, but Jonathan pins Mel down with a foot. It's over, creep, said Jonathan. Not yet. Mel is able to get free, trying to get back up, but before he can, Jonathan knocks Mel out. Actually, it is, said Jonathan. Jonathan then walks away. Before he makes it off the field, Mel gets up, wipes the blood off his face, and looks at Jonathan in anger. Mel gets up, runs after Jonathan. He gets up twice? I don't know. Mel then runs after Jonathan, but just before he can get him, Brad comes out of nowhere and tackles Mel. Brad has Mel pinned down. You've got enough hurting people for one day, said Brad. Brad makes a fist and knocks Mel out cold. Brad stands, going over to help Jonathan. Hey man, you don't look so good. Here, put your arm over my shoulder, said Brad. Jonathan puts his arm around Brad, and they head to the nurse's office. Thanks, Brad. I'm sorry about getting mad at you. Don't mention it. You were right. I should have been with her. And from now on, I'll make sure I'm there to protect her, said Brad. Well, I don't think that's really necessary. What is there to get rid of? Mel Esther is gone for good, said Jonathan. Yeah, but I'm not taking any risk, said Brad. You're a good man, Brad, said Jonathan. Yeah, I know, said Brad. They both laugh, and Brad takes Jonathan to the nurse's office. Beautiful. And that's the second or third chapter. How are we feeling?
There's a lot of like, what the fuck?
It feels like one of those terrible, like, smuts. Just like the really.
This
You know how
feels
like
like something so
TikTok will
poorly
have the
written I would
videos
have read it on
Okay,
Wattpad.
one at a time.
So Joe, have you seen those videos on TikTok where it's like really bad fucking
The dirt.
yeah, like the Dharma stuff?
Oh yeah, I love those videos, man. They're peak.
I bet you do.
This feels like something I would have read on Wattpad in like 2012, 2014.
It's funny
which
that you
I
should
gotta
mention
say-
that because this is on Wattpad.
Oh God.
Oh God, Joe, I expect better from you.
Why?
I didn't.
Yeah. Don't have high expectations. I'll just ruin them.
I have no expectations with you.
Good. See, you're already doing a good job. Yeah, I wrote this, and then a friend of it was originally written just for me and a few friends, but then a friend of mine introduced me to Wattpad, and I was like, oh cool, I could put my stories there. So I had a Wattpad for a short while. Haven't posted on it for some time now, but it's still up. I have about like 14, I think, cringe pieces of work. So yeah, it's always good.
Sounds about right.
See, Darman actually got inspiration from my story to make his videos. That's what happened. Anyway, third chapter. What happens next? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see here, a few days after the fight, me, Brad, and Arya all testified against Mel Esther. We of course won the trial, and Mel was proven guilty of abuse and sexual harassment. As it turns out, Arya wasn't the only person Mel was harassing. 7 other girls testified against Mel. Mel was then put away and won't be seen for a long, long time. Word got out about the fight. There was even a page of it in the newspaper. No way that would fucking happen over a fucking school drama, dude.
Or not. If he had a gun, maybe.
It gave me more credit than I deserved. Brad told me that I did, after all, the first punch. Well, he just... I really should have reworded this, but it says, while he just finished Mel off. When the douchebag heard the story, he stopped following me around the school. I still saw him around the school, of course, with Elizabeth. The douchebag would sometimes catch me looking at her. Don't blame me if she's beautiful. Okay, cringe. I still felt good, though. Alex told me that if I could do what I did to Mel, then surely I could take on the douchebag. I told Alex that Mel was just Mel, so yeah, anyone could have taken him on. But hey, some people are calling me a hero, so I'll take that one. Anyway, as of right now, I'm just walking the halls, still thinking of her. I mean, what else do you want me to do? Still raining outside. They call it Washington for a reason. Oh, hey, look, it's Alex. Hey, man, said Jonathan. Thanks, hi. Oh, hey, said Alex. So you ready for the littest class ever? Said Jonathan. You mean band? Asked Alex. Yes, what other class would be lit? Asked Jonathan. Yeah, that's true, said Alex. They both make their way to the band room. There, Jonathan is pulled to the side by Brad. Whoa, man, buy me dinner first, said Jonathan. Jonathan, this is not time for jokes, said Brad. Why, what's up? Asked Jonathan. It's the douchebag, said Brad. What? Asked Jonathan. He sees you as a risk and wants to take you out for good, said Brad. Shit, said Jonathan. Another band member who was walking by heard Jonathan cuss. Hey, Jonathan, push-ups, said Joel. Joel, for real, my man, this is not the time, said Jonathan. So Joel keeps moving on. Brad and Jonathan get back to their conversation. Listen, Jonathan, I suggest you get Mike and Mike to be your bodyguards again. Jonathan looks at the ground, shakes his head, and looks back up at Brad. No, said Jonathan. No? What do you mean, no? Asked Brad. The entire time I've been hiding from him. I've done nothing but be a coward. Well, no more. It's time to take the fight to him. It's time for me to face the douchebag, said Jonathan. Are you crazy? Look, no offense. I mean, you handle Mel pretty well, but this is the douchebag we're talking about here, said Brad. I don't care. It's time... It's cringe-ass writing. I'm so sorry. I don't care. It's time I write... It's time I Rise of 2. I can't even write this shit right. It's time I think it's supposed to say, it's time I rise up to that bastard who calls himself a man, said Jonathan. Brad then pulls out his phone and puts a video of one of the douchebag's last fights. You see that? He's walked away. Oh, you see that guy he's fighting? He walked away with a broken leg, 2 broken arms, and a broken jaw, said Brad. That's it, said Jonathan. What's it? Asked Brad. Of course. I just realized, said Jonathan. Realize what? Asked Brad. I'll tell you in a second. Do you have any more videos of the douchebag's fight? Said Jonathan. No, but I think Chris might. But why? Asked Brad. Because I'm going to watch every video, study his moves, figure out how to take him down once and for all, said Jonathan. Brad looks at the floor, then back at Jonathan. You really going to do this? Asked Brad. Yes, I have to, said Jonathan. Why? Asked Brad. For Elizabeth. Oh, that's so sweet.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go to hell and back for her. I'm tired of the douchebag treating her like crap, not showing her any respect, cheating on her. It's time for all that to stop, said Jonathan. You know something, Jonathan? You are one crazy son of a bitch, said Brad. Yeah, I know, said Jonathan. They both laugh and Jonathan walks away. Wait, Jonathan, said Brad. Jonathan turns around. What? Asked Jonathan. What happens next? Asked Brad. Next, I need to get ready, said Jonathan. It's time. For far too long I've been hiding in the shadows, waiting for something to happen to the douchebag. But now I see. I am what happens next. I see that... Sorry. I see that I need to stop the douchebag. I see that it's time for me to stand for what is right. Hell yeah. I will fight the douchebag, and whether I win or lose, everyone will see that he is no man, but only a coward, a monster, a douchebag. But I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for her. Preach. It seems like all the time I've known her, all I've wanted to do is love her and fight for her. Did I ever tell you how I met her? It was my freshman year at band camp, just a few weeks before school started. Hell yeah, nerds. I went to band camp, and no one was getting laid, so fuck that movie that lied about that. Where was I? I saw her across the room. I remember I just had to meet her, talk to her, but every time I tried to say something, I choked up. I had to get Arya to introduce me to Elizabeth. To this day, Arya won't let go of the fact that I couldn't talk to Elizabeth. I still remember the first words I ever said to her. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Wow, it's so dramatic, yes. Said Jonathan. Just saying those 6 words to her made my heart race. But who was I kidding, though? It wasn't nice to meet her. It was great meeting her. At the time... where was I? At the time, she wasn't dating the douchebag. She was just dating some guy. Who? I don't know. Like it really matters anyway. The guy broke up with her not too long after my freshman year had started. That's when, fortunately, she started dating the douchebag. I don't see why anyone would want to break up with such a beautiful thing. But hey, you know, if it leaves her open to me, then I don't mind. I would try to take every chance I had just to talk to her. I didn't have many chances, though, because I was nervous and, well, downright shy. When I did talk to her, I would stutter. Eventually, there came a time when she found out how I felt about her. Well, almost. She was only told that I had a crush on her, and but she didn't know how I truly felt about her. When I got word about her knowing, I could never walk up to her again. Somehow, every time I did, the douchebag would be right there, just waiting for me like the creep he is. The douchebag would show up to the football games, and I'd see them hang out, hugging, kissing. Every time they did, I would have to look away. It filled me with pity and depression. Okay, dramatic much? I knew I could never be with her, for her heart belonged to him. Then came a day I was in class, and I saw the douchebag not only flirting with other women, but also touching them very sexually. I thought,
very sexually.
I thought to myself that this was wrong. He shouldn't be doing these things behind her back. He shouldn't be doing them at all. I had no other choice. Some people disagree with my decision, but I didn't care. So I went and told Elizabeth's brother what I saw. He went and told Elizabeth about it, and Elizabeth confronted the douchebag. The douchebag then beat in out. Man, why couldn't sophomore year right? Shit. Then
I don't know
beat.
what you were trying to say.
I don't know either. I'm gonna
This
say
is hurting my brain.
it's hurting mine too,
You
and
have a
I don't
brain?
have one.
Yes, Alex, I have a brain. It might not always seem like it, but I do.
It doesn't work very well sometimes. I'll tell you
Would've
that.
fooled me.
The douchebag then beat up Elizabeth's brother, who told him about the whole flirting thing. I don't blame him for giving out the answer. The douchebag went and told Elizabeth that they were all lies. Elizabeth wouldn't even look at me. I thought I could make everything better, but instead, I made everything worse. I told Elizabeth's brother that it was all my fault, but he told me there was only one man responsible for all this. Him. It was then and there that I realized the truth, that he is no man, but only a douchebag, who does nothing for Elizabeth and never would. Me, on the other hand, I was ready to do anything for her. God, this is making me want to just go back in time and just kill younger me and just be like, you know what? We don't need this.
Maybe not necessarily kill, just like backhand younger you.
No, let's just rid the world of my existence. Life would be much better. We'd probably have flying cars and whatnot by
Yeah, you're right.
then. For her, those two would keep. For her, those two would keep repeating in my head every day. Every time I think of her, those words are. Oh, I see. For her are the words that I keep repeating. Okay, I got you. I was confused there for a second. Every time I think of her, those words are there. After all, I am just one man. You were a kid, dude. I was like 15. What am I talking about? After all, I am just one man. What could one man do for her? I would have to wait and see for myself what I could do for her before I had the answer. But for the time being, I could wait for her. Anyway, at the beginning of my sophomore year, I started to receive death threats from the douchebag. There was no way I could take him, so I had to get Mike and Mike to protect me. But after my fight with Mel, I had realized something. I had found the answer to my question. What could I do for her? I should, I must fight for her. And that's exactly what I was going to do for her. You know, maybe I could sing for her, except I'm not a great singer. What the fuck? Yeah, no. In fact, I pretty much can't sing at all. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll sing one of her songs. Well, the songs that remind me of her anyway. Cringe. You know, whenever I think about her, the song pops. I'm just. This is. Ah! You know, whenever I think of her, three songs pop into my head. She's a Lady by Tom Jones. Fucking Perfect by Nightcore. Covered by Nightcore anyway.
Oh, God. Not
just-
the Nightcore cover.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh,
For reading this. It's so bad. I won't delete it. I'm sorry. Why did you guys ask for this? I was like, hey, we could watch TikTok or this. And you're like, you know what? Beauty and Douchebag sounds pretty damn good. I'm blaming you guys.
you concern me.
I concern myself.
As he said,
And the Just the Way
I'm
You
putting
Are.
in a note, don't worry.
And the Just the Way You Are cover by Pierce the Veil. I think it's because Elizabeth, she is a lady and she is fucking perfect. and I should just love her the way she is. Well, maybe another time. For now, I need to focus. I need to study. I need to get ready to fight. To fight for her. Oh, I'm hating this. I'm just absolutely hating this. Studying is the name of the chapter. I've seen some of the douchebags fights before, but I never knew that they were that serious. I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise, though. After all, he is the douchebag. And me, well, I'm Jonathan Hint. I don't have much muscles or anything. Pfft, you don't have anything, dude. And yet, I'm going to fight him. What the hell have I gotten myself into? Hey, Chris, said Jonathan. Chris, a sophomore who usually wears some kind of rainbow hoodie and his blonde hair, turns around and sees Jonathan. Yo, what's up, man? Asked Chris. Hey, do you have any more videos of the douchebag's fights? Asked Jonathan. I should. I mean, I shot all of them, said Chris. Wait, you been shooting all of them? Asked Jonathan. Oh, yeah. Who do you think is in the background shouting, World Star? Said Chris. Okay. Anyway, I need you to send me all his fights, said Jonathan. Dude, that's like 100 videos, said Chris. Wow, jeez. I guess everyone hates this guy, said Jonathan. No, he just likes to start fights, said Chris. Wow, what a douchebag, said Jonathan. Yeah, said Chris. Anyway, just send them to me, please, asked Jonathan. Okay, fine, said Chris. Chris brings out his phone and sends all the videos, all the douchebags fights, to Jonathan. Jonathan takes out his phone and sees Chris has sent all the videos. So what's this for exactly? Asked Chris. Jonathan looks up from his phone and looks at Chris. Studying, said Jonathan. Jonathan then starts to walk. He turns around. Oh, hey, by the way, thanks, said Jonathan. Don't mention it, said Chris. Jonathan then goes through with his band practice. Once that is over, he was sent home. He went home and got straight into studying. Man, I've seen some fights in my day, but nothing like this. See here, this is another reason the douchebag must be stopped. I mean, good lord, almost 100 people have gone against him, and nobody has beaten him? This has to stop. This has to end. No, it must end. Well, just because I studied his moves doesn't mean I know how to fight. Yeah, I'm going to have to call an old friend. Jonathan pulls out his phone and makes a call. Hey man, it's me. How soon can you get here? Said Jonathan. The voice on the other side of the line responds. Perfect. We've got some studying to do. Jonathan hangs up. Cameron, my old friend. I like to think that I got... What? I like to think that I got the crazy son of a bitch part of me from him. After this guy has done more crazy things than me, but he's still a great guy. And if there's anyone who can train him to fight, it's him. Whenever any of his friends have a problem, he's always there to help. I can vouch for that. Shortly after, Cameron pulls up in Jonathan's driveway. He still drives that old Chevy pickup. Cameron, I thought of you. Oh, I thought you said you were going to get rid of that thing, said Jonathan. No, man. I said I was getting rid of my Mustang, said Cameron. Ah, right. Get rid of the only good car you had, said Jonathan. Yeah, whatever. Why'd you call me out down here? That's easy. I need your help. I need you to teach me how to fight, said Jonathan. You want me to beat the crap? Oh, who do you want to beat the crap out of? Asked Cameron. The douchebag, said Jonathan. There's a moment of silence, then Cameron looks at Jonathan. I'm in, said Cameron. Damn right, said Jonathan. They waste no time and get straight into work. Cameron has Jonathan do push-ups, sit-ups, run laps. While Jonathan is working out, he talks with Cameron. How's this supposed to help, said Jonathan. Well, that's the easy part. You're built like a leaf, You need to get bigger and stronger, said Cameron. I already know how to work out. I just need to learn how to fight, said Jonathan. And we'll get there when you're stronger. You have to remember that it's not all about where you throw the punch. It's about how hard you throw the punch, said Cameron. After a few hours of working out, Jonathan gets tired. All right, give me your hand, said Jonathan. Jonathan tries to lift his hand, but can't. Jonathan instead just holds it up, then drops it. What was that for? Asked Jonathan. To see if there was anything left in you, because clearly you don't rest. Clearly you don't rest. What? Clearly you don't, so rest up because we continue this tomorrow. I feel like my vision is going blurry for some reason. Like the cringe is taking over. It's infecting my eyes, my brain, my mouth. How you guys feeling so far?
What the fuck am I listening to?
You're listening to 15-year-old cringe. Well, I guess 15-year-old me cringe. So this is... Oh my god, this is probably almost 10 years ago. Fuck, I'm old. Rylee, you haven't said anything. How you doing?
I don't like this.
You asked for it. We're here.
Technically Alex did.
Ah, man, it's a good thing tomorrow is Saturday, said Jonathan tiredly. So Cameron hops in his truck and drives away. Jonathan gets in bed and rests. The next day comes around and Cameron shows up at Jonathan's house, greets him, and they get right to work. Cameron walks Jonathan out to the backyard. Okay, so now what? Asked Jonathan. Now I teach you where and how to hit, said Cameron. Nice, said Jonathan. Yes. Now a few effective places to hit are the... Okay, I definitely Googled this word because there's no way I knew this up to my head. Solar plexus. When hitting that part... Huh?
What's in the chest?
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. I don't think I even knew that back then. I'm pretty sure I Googled that to make it sound smart. When hitting that part, it's best to use your knee or just jab. Or just a jab. Are you writing this all down? Said Cameron. Jonathan pats himself down to see if he has a pen and paper. No, Jonathan replied. Yeah, that's alright. Because I was kidding. We don't have time to write this stuff down, said Cameron. Oh, okay, said Jonathan. Now, another body part that you can hit is in the gut. Hitting that with a knee or a punch will knock the wind out of them. Last place, be the liver. If you can land a hit there, then the fight's over, said Cameron. Oh, okay. I think I remember all that, said Jonathan. Good. Now I want you to throw a punch or a kick at me and hit those spots. What? Jonathan asked. You heard me. I want you to punch or kick me in those 3 spots I told you about, said Cameron. Okay, you asked for it, said Jonathan. Jonathan throws a fist right into Cameron's chest. Cameron stands there like nothing happened. Jonathan looks at his hand. Ow, Jesus, man, you're built like a rock, said Jonathan. I know, but I didn't come out here to see you break your hand. Tell me, where were you aiming? Said Cameron. Your solar plexus, said Jonathan. Well, nice job. You missed. It's where the ribs meet meet just under the sternum, said Cameron. Oh, you mean right here? Said Jonathan. Jonathan throws a quick punch right into Cameron. Cameron falls on his ass. Yep, that'll do it, said Cameron. You alright? Asked Jonathan. Yeah, I'm just going to need a quick break and some water, said Cameron. Alright, said Jonathan. Jonathan runs and gets Cameron some water. He gives Cameron the water. Thanks, said Cameron. Cameron gets up. Okay, next I want to teach you how to dodge and how to hit someone when they dodge, said Cameron. Okay, said Jonathan. Now then, pretty much what you're going to do is when you see that someone throw a punch at your head, you're going to lean back. Then since they're a little more closer, you can easily kick them in the knee or somewhere else and knock them down. However, someone can knock you down just as easy if you go in for a punch and miss. Then you're going to think quickly. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is fake a jab. So you only move your arm a bit like you're going to hit them Once they try to counterpunch, knock them out before they can get to you. Okay, now let's try it, said Cameron. Jonathan throws a punch at Cameron's head. Cameron quickly dodges by leaning back, but before he can get back from his lean to make a counterpunch, Jonathan surprises him with a jab, knocking him onto the ground. Wow, you learned quickly, said Cameron. Well, I've been wanting to beat the douchebag for a long time now, so Jonathan helps Cameron up. Fair enough, but tomorrow we finish your training. Said Cameron. Okay, said Jonathan. Do some more push-ups and sit-ups before you go to bed tonight. And don't forget to rest up, said Cameron. Very well. Oh, and thanks, said Jonathan. No problem, said Cameron. Jonathan holds out his hand for a handshake. Cameron grabs it, and they shake hands. Cameron then leaves in his pickup while Jonathan goes to rest. Man, I can't believe I've learned so much in so little time. I feel like I'm ready to take the douchebag right now, but Cameron still has one last thing for me to do. After I do whatever it is, I will then fight the douchebag and hopefully win. For now, let's do some push-ups and go to bed. The next day, Cameron pulls up. Okay, let's go, said Cameron. Go where? Asked Jonathan. Back to my place for your final task, said Cameron. All right, whatever you say, said Jonathan. Jonathan hops in the truck, and then they leave the house and head towards Cameron's house. On the road, Jonathan asked Cameron something. So, what's the final task? Asked Jonathan. You'll see soon enough, said Cameron. Great, said Jonathan, rolling his eyes. They arrive at Cameron's house. They both hop out of the truck. Go ahead and go through the house. It's unlocked. I'll meet you in the backyard, said Cameron. Jonathan walks through the house and into the backyard. He waits for a bit, then he hears fast coming footsteps behind him. He quickly turns around just to see Cameron throwing his fist at him. Jonathan leans back, puts his hands up, and gets ready for a fight. Now, usually I would never fight a friend of mine. I wasn't sure why Cameron was doing this, but I know I had to protect myself, so I did what I had to do. And therefore, I fought back, throwing one punch after another, dodging like crazy. We both landed a few good punches. The end result was me hitting him with my knee right into his liver. He went down in a few seconds. Of course, he was in bad shape, so I had to carry him into the house and help him heal. After a few minutes, he finally woke up. Ah, good morning, said Jonathan. Ow, man, that hurt, said Cameron. Yeah, well, I've been asking myself the same question ever since you started the fight, and that is, what the hell were you thinking, said Jonathan. That was your final task. I figured if you could take me out, then clearly you can take on the douchebag, said Jonathan. What? That's what he said, Cameron. Why did I should have proofread this, you moron. Oh well. Why didn't you tell me? Asked Jonathan. You think the douchebag is going to be nice and tell you he's going to beat your ass? Asked Cameron. No, I guess not, said Jonathan. Damn right. But hey, the good news is you're ready, said Cameron. Oh, hell yeah, said Jonathan. Okay, now let's get out of here, said Cameron. Okay. Jonathan helps Cameron up off the couch, and they both walk to the front door. But before they walk out the door, Cameron grabs a different set of keys. They go outside, and Cameron leans against the door frame. Hey, how about you take your car, said Cameron. What? Asked Jonathan. Cameron throws a set of keys at Jonathan, and Jonathan catches them. Trying to get any scratches on her, said Cameron. Jonathan looks over at the Mustang. Oh, hell yes, said Jonathan. Jonathan struts over to the Mustang and unlocks it, but before he can get in, Cameron says something. Oh, and Jonathan, give my regards to the douchebag, said Cameron. Sure thing, said Jonathan. Jonathan hops in the Mustang and drives off. Now I'm ready. All my studying, all my waiting, it has led me here. I don't know where or when. I just know I will fight the douchebag. It's deep shit. And I got an ad. Yes. I haven't written a book in years, and maybe I should never write again.
Please don't.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support.
I'm just being honest, man.
Alright, this should be the final chapter, I'm pretty sure. The fight. You know, if I wasn't nervous, I would probably just start the fight right now. And it's not that I'm afraid of losing to the douchebag or getting my arse handed to me. It's that I'm afraid I'll lose Elizabeth. I'm afraid she'll go back to the douchebag and I'll never see her again. I can't let that happen. I have to. No, I must win. A few days later at school, Jonathan finds a letter in his locker. The note reads, Jonathan, meet me behind the stadium at the football field. If you're not a little bitch, you'll show up. But if you don't show, then... Wow. Can't fucking read right now. Well, I can never read, but still. But if you don't show, then we will see who the real man is. So that was that. It was finally going to happen. I was going to face off against the douchebag, or so I thought. Jonathan heads down to the football field. The douchebag sees him. Well, I'll be damned. He actually showed up, said the douchebag. Jonathan hops the fence. He sees the douchebag. Well, here I am, said Jonathan. I'll admit, I'm surprised you showed. Looks like you do have balls after all, said the douchebag. Bigger balls than you, said Jonathan. You're gonna be sorry you said that. You're gonna be sorry you ever had a crush on Elizabeth, said the douchebag. So that's where you're wrong, douchebag. The only thing I'm sorry for is having something so beautiful fall in love with a piece of shit like you. But no matter, though, because you... because... What? But no matter, though, because your cheating and your douchebaggery all ends here, said Jonathan. Well, see here, Jonathan, that's where you are wrong. It doesn't end here. I'm going to keep Elizabeth as my bitch. I'm going to keep on cheating on her without her noticing, and there's nothing you can do about it, because you'll be dead, said the douchebag. The douchebag then snaps his fingers, and around the corner, a figure appears. It's Chris. Of course, said Jonathan. Sorry, Jonathan, don't take it personally, but I never liked you, said Chris. So when I thought it was just going to be me and you, douchebag, I was wrong, said Jonathan. Yeah, sorry. I couldn't take the chance of you walking away, said the douchebag. Oh, don't worry. I brought some friends, said Jonathan. Jonathan then makes a whistle, blows a whistle. It should be blows a whistle, you moron, if you learned how to type right, whatever. Both Mike and Mike climb the fence behind the douchebag and Chris. Yeah, hey guys, could you make sure that Chris doesn't interfere with our fight? Said Jonathan. Both Mikes say, sure thing. Oh shit, says Chris. Chris then runs away. Oi, get back here, you little shit, said the douchebag. Sorry, douchebag, did you lose your pal? Asked Jonathan. Stop calling me that, said the douchebag. Oh, sorry, does that hurt your feelings? Don't worry. You'll be hurting more than that, said Jonathan. One of the mics asked, will you be needing any help? No, this is something I have to do. And unlike the douchebag, I wasn't just going to have someone else join the fight, said Jonathan. Jonathan glares at the douchebag. Now, this is it. Finally, it's come to this moment. Oh boy, that's a long paragraph. Both Jonathan and the douchebag look at each other. Sexually. Doesn't say that, it doesn't say that. Sorry, I had to add that. They both run at each other.
So this is why we thought you were gay.
Then they start to run at each other. They both give a scream and the fight begins. Douchebag throws a punch. Jonathan quickly dodges and comes back at him with a counterpunch to the face. Jonathan takes a step back, douchebag takes a step back, wipes off some blood off his face, then goes in for another punch. He makes a feint, and before Jonathan realizes it, he's on the ground. Douchebag tries to stomp Jonathan's head in, but he's too quick, and he moves out of the way. Jonathan gets up as fast as he can. Jonathan then throws a jab right into the douchebag's stomach. Douchebag grabs his stomach in pain, but he still continues to fight. Jonathan puts a few knees into the douchebag, but he's still coming. Finally, Jonathan throws a
He's
right.
still coming.
Yeah, totally. Calm down. Finally, Jonathan throws a right cross in the douchebag's ear. He grabs his ears and screams in pain. The douchebag then grabs Jonathan by the shirt and throws him to the ground. "That's it. I've had enough of this bullshit," said the douchebag. The douchebag then drills his leg right into Jonathan's stomach while he's on the ground. Jonathan screams in pain. "If you have any thought in that brain of yours, you'll stay down," said the douchebag. The douchebag then releases his foot off of Jonathan, and he takes a few steps back. "Good. Then it looks like we're done here." "That's it? I've come all this way to fail?" "No, I haven't failed yet. Only if I give up, I will fail. I'm not finished yet." God damn. Now then, Jonathan gets up and finished. Oh, sorry. Now then, Jonathan. This is him talking to himself. "Get up. Finish what you started." Jonathan then looks at the douchebag and he starts to pick himself up. "No, we're not," said Jonathan. "Jesus, man. Why don't you just quit?" asked the douchebag. Jonathan gets up and then spits out some blood. "Because if I was to give up now, I wouldn't just be giving up on myself, but I'd also be giving up on her, and she is always worth fighting for. And that's something you could never realize." "Fine then, you'll just have to die," said the douchebag. The douchebag runs at Jonathan. Jonathan does nothing but stand there. Then finally, when the douchebag is close enough, Jonathan moves out of the way and the douchebag runs into the wall that was right behind Jonathan. The douchebag hits his face against the wall, and Jonathan grabs the back of the douchebag's head and keeps slamming it against the wall. Damn. Then he throws the douchebag down. "There, now the fight is over," said Jonathan. The douchebag spits out some blood and then looks back at Jonathan. "Maybe, but I'll just tell Elizabeth that you beat me for protecting who she is. So you win the fight, but I still win her," said the douchebag. The douchebag laughs. Then after a bit, Jonathan laughs. "Oh man, that's funny. Because you see, my friend Alex here, who is right up there with that video camera, has been recording the whole thing. So,
Hell yeah.
I win, and you lose, like you should have from the start," said Jonathan. Douchebag sees Alex at the top of the stadium with his camera out. Alex waves back with a smirk. "No, no," said the douchebag. "This is the end for you, douchebag," said Jonathan. The douchebag looks at Jonathan angrily. "I told you to stop calling me that. My name is Dathan," said Dathan. "That's not who you're going to be remembered for. Remembered as, said Jonathan. Jonathan then looks away from the douchebag and starts to walk away. "Come on, guys, let's get out of here. Leave this douchebag to himself and his mistakes," said Jonathan. Alex comes down from the stadium, and both Mike and Mike follow. They all make their way out of there. "This isn't over, Jonathan. I will come back for you. This isn't over!" yelled Dathan. I got another fucking ad. God damn it.
There's more. Why is this so long?
Because
Because he had no life.
I had no life. Yeah, exactly.
He knew that.
This should be the
Let's get
final
the
fucking
video
chapter. Hopefully. Admitting to her, right after the fight, I headed to the band room and hoped she was still there. You know, it's funny. I feel way more nervous going up to talk to her than when I was going to fight the douchebag. Well, I need to snap out of it. I'm going to do this one way or another. But she has been with the douchebag for so long. What if this destroys her? What if she'll be so upset she won't want to date again? I'm not sure if I can live with that. Should I do this? I mean, I want her to know the truth about the douchebag, but I don't want to hurt her. Well, it all comes down to this. She's practicing in the practice room alone. I would ask myself if I should do this, but I already know the answer. I have to do this. God, just look at how beautiful she is. This is going to hurt her. Come on, Jonathan. You have to do this. You have to. Okay. Here we go. Jonathan walks into the room. Elizabeth? called Jonathan. Yes, Elizabeth called back. There's something you should... ... You need to see... ... said Jonathan. Okay, what is it?
You gotta add an extra dot just for,
Dot. Okay, what is it? Question mark. Asked Elizabeth. Jonathan looks deeply into Elizabeth's eyes. Oh my gosh, her eyes. She's so beautiful. Get on with it. She's so beautiful. Okay, come on. You can do this. Jonathan pulls out his phone and shows Elizabeth the video of the fight. Well, I did it. Now that's all that's left is to see what happens next. Oh man, I really hope this was worth it. Otherwise, all the hard work that went into this moment was for nothing. Elizabeth, I'm sorry, but you needed to know the truth. I had no other choice. I hope you can forgive me, said Jonathan. Elizabeth says nothing. She then looks at Jonathan and hugs him. She cries and whispers in his ear. Thank you, said Elizabeth. Well, that was unexpected. I guess I should hug back. This is probably the closest I've ever gotten to her. It's nice. And she's even better. Life works in mysterious ways. I didn't believe that saying until now. With that, Beauty and the Douchebag is over, and Beauty and Jonathan can begin. Not the end, just a new beginning. And that's the end of Beauty and the Douchebag.
Thank God.
Joe, was this before you had friends?
No, I had friends then too.
We sure about that one?
Yes, I'm sure. I had
I feel like if you didn't make
every
friends
character,
eventually, you would have been to school.
Yeah, exactly. Every character in that book is based off of one of my friends, except for the douchebag, of course.
I feel like the douchebag is still based off a friend. You just don't want to admit it.
No, he was not a friend.
I think I would have thought he was bullshit this.
Anyway, time to read the
More
sequel.
irony than
No,
anything.
Oh, hell no.
No, just kidding.
It's almost my bedtime.
Funny enough, I actually wrote a sequel, but I hated it so much that I deleted it, so don't need to worry about that.
Good.
Now,
Yeah, don't write again.
if you wanted
You
to, there
You
is...
didn't delete this?
I didn't delete this. Yeah, I know, right? I should have.
Please never write again.
I won't, just for you.
Thank God.
Oh God. The wife's looking it up on Wattpad.
Well,
Oh God.
why would she do that? Tell her it's not worth it. Tell her to get out while she still can. Let's see. Now, years later, I would go on to write another story called The Real Beauty and the Douchebag, which is essentially the actual telling of what really went down. Because if you didn't know, this is actually based on, well, inspired by real events that happened in my life. Unfortunately, I never did actually fight the douchebag, and nor did I ever end up with Elizabeth. But I think the way things worked out, it's probably better, honestly. And now here I am, 25 and still single, killing it, dude.
I'm living at home.
Real quick. Thank you all for watching this amazing video. If you enjoyed it somehow, please be sure to like and subscribe for more epic content just like it. And give me comments down below what you'd like to see me talk about in the next video, because I honestly need ideas. And I'm sorry if you did actually go through all this torture. Anyway, that said, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a good one. I'll see you all next time.